Hi, this is Mike Lallamere with PoolStudents.net. I'm here with Trace Kane, and we're going to be doing some commentary on this Ike Runnels and Mitch Ellerman match. It was played earlier this year at California Billiards in Northern California, and it's an interesting matchup because Mitch is one of the new type of one pocket players, and Ike is a classic player. Uh, Trace has seen both these people play, and Mitch up close because Trace is one of the top players in Phoenix. So Trace, what do you think about this match?
Uh, Sounds pretty good. I've played both players. I played Ike at the Derby City before. I played Ike at the 2004 U.S. Open at the Plaza Hotel in Las Vegas, and I've played Mitch many times here in the Phoenix area. Both real strong players. Ike's from Chicago. He's got that's a hotbed of banking, so you expect to make Ike to make a lot of banks. I've seen him play a lot of 8-ball up there at the BCA. He's a real tactician. He loves to hit the balls real slow and bury them, and a lot of moving. You don't think of Ike as a big open table player like looking to shoot anything. He's always looking to move, looking for the right shot. Whereas Mitch he's young and he wants to show his shine, and so he's ready to spear a ball in from anywhere and run 100 balls if he has to. But Mitch has a lot of talent too.
It was interesting to watch them practice. I've never seen people practice on the same table before. I guess you can do that in one pocket.
Yep. So they're going to lag for the break.
You were telling me that you'd seen Ike play the Master at the U.S. Open one pocket this year, and saw him play him pretty strong.
Yeah, we watched him play. I think it was the very first round match against Efren Reyes, and Ike had Efren one particular game. Ike had Efren just in super trouble. He had all the balls stuffed in his pocket, and Efren would be up table, and it was just amazing to watch the way that Efren would just slow roll a ball into 2 or 3 balls and hit a rail and hit another ball and kept winding up back in Ike's pocket, and Ike could stuff him back up at the end rail again, and finally Efren would get a ball and they'd start it again, and then Efren would win the game. It was an amazing match. It was the only thing that happened that Ike did wrong was he had a chance to win one game, and he hooked himself on a position that I know he'd like to have back again, but other than that, he played real strong one pocket. But Efren, the magician, he just kept getting out of just impossible traps, and it was kind of driving Ike a little bit crazy. But it was Ike really played great that match.
I've seen Ike where after he plays a match and something maybe didn't go exactly right, he's out there shooting that shot or practicing that subtle move or something. He's very much a one pocket player. I mean, he really wants to play one pocket and does everything he can to do well.
Well, I mean, that's a big tip right there. While it's still fresh in your mind, the shots that you see these champions, you see them miss a shot that cost them a match, or something that they did wrong in a match that they might have won, but you'll see them when the match is over, they pick that shot up while it's still fresh in their mind and they shoot it, and they're trying to really ingrain this was the exact right way to shoot it, so the next time this shot comes up, I'm gonna make it, and it's how you improve. And you don't see players that aren't good doing that. You got to practice what you miss.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little bit lucky there because he thought he was going straight into the hole, but he got a little extra kiss and went to the side rail with that cue ball. But looks like Mitch can see what appears to be this, what is that, the 3 ball maybe down there. He's going to move that ball out. No, he's moving everything over. Okay.
Power one pocket. The hard thing I have with that shot is I like to shoot that shot, but for some reason I don't feel like I can hit the cue ball as hard as Mitch just hit the cue ball.
He shoots it hard, and yet the cue ball doesn't move very much.
Right.
So you have to practice those shots and practice moving your Q-tip around up and down on the cue ball, to see where it is that you can hit it firm and the cue ball just barely moves at all. Maybe you have to work with a little bit of elevation on your stick, or flatten it out, or go a little bit lower, or maybe a little closer to the center. Maybe a little firmer hand grip, something like that. You have to practice it to see what works for you. Looks like he's got a 6-9 bank.
Ooh.
Right into the 3. A little risky there because I think he would have sold that 6 ball out to Mitch.
Well, yeah, Mitch is shooting that for sure. Mitch shoots shots hard for me to believe that anyone could make, and he just makes them. His original nickname, was it Wonder Boy?
Wonder Boy. So it's hard to see if I can make this. Looks like maybe the 9 ball there on the end rail. Just kind of float up to get that next stripe. But he goes into it. So Ike's a real deliberate player. He's going to look at all his options. He likes to savor his time at the table, and some people would call him slow, but he likes to enjoy his time at the table.
The thing about his body language and stuff, I get used to seeing the real top players. They have a body language that's a little bit more movement oriented. They take dynamic movements when they approach the table or get ready to shoot or look at something, and Ike just has no movement at all. He's like a ghost just wandering around.
Well, I think Ike's kind of he's kind of a small guy, and I think he kind of tries to trap you into a false sense of, he's lived inside his body his whole life, and so this is his method of adaptation for to being the most effective player. He kind of, well, who's this guy? He's real. He's not even hardly playing, but he's very deadly. He's playing possum on you, and then he springs up and bites you.
Yeah.
So, real easy 6 ball bank for Ike right here. And just when you say that, he misses it.
That was because he was trying to get up there on that next ball to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to play some precision up there. He used a little extra speed, so the bank shortened up more than he'd expected.
But he looks like he's okay there.
Yeah, so there's 12 balls out there. Ike's got 3. He doesn't have Mitch in any real trouble here. Mitch maybe has a bank at this 6 ball.
Oh,
A little careless there. He made an error where he really doesn't have to make an error, and now he could have been out of the trouble, but he's just put himself right back into it. And I can get a lot more balls from this spot. Maybe even win the game from here.
that last shot, I shoot that shot about 3 times a session, and after the session's over, I say I'm never playing one pocket again because of that shot.
Getting that double kiss, Kate.
Yeah. I think I make a bang shot that looks safe to me, then I just lose the game on it. I'm never playing again till the next day.
Yeah. But the next day you should set that shot back up,
Yeah.
and see what it is that you did wrong. Maybe you can't get out of the kiss.
Well, I think I should assume that I can, but I just can't talk myself into sense the reality of the situation.
Looks like Ike needs 2 balls here. He's got one straight in front of him, but he's trying to figure out how to get on the next one. I don't know if he has any angle. Probably just straight back for the 4 ball.
I think his body, there's some lessons in his body language. Is basically he relaxes so much, sort of a relaxing technique where I'm up there and I'm jumping around and trying to figure out what to do. Just relax. It might just be a better situation.
Yeah, there's definitely a real big difference between him and the way Mitch plays, because Mitch just wants to jump right at the table every time he gets a chance. And Mitch has a tremendous amount of talent, but sometimes you watch him and he's always making balls, but then he makes a mistake and you go, he just looked like he was playing a little bit too fast,
Yeah.
And Ike's never going to make that mistake from playing too fast. So it's 1-0 Ike. Mitch looks like he's laid down a pretty good break. He's got a lot of balls spread out. Hasn't sold anything out. Any ball straight to the cut to the corner. No, Ike's going to look around a whole bunch and see where he can go.
How many shots do you think he looks at? I mean, he could look at a whole lot of ones time he takes. Remember, I had a lesson with you where we talked about that, and I was surprised by just taking a little bit more longer, not thinking I'm smarter than I am, that more shots just pop up the longer you take.
This is especially the kind of rack that you can look and you can come up with just literally, you could probably come up with 20 different ways to respond with shots out of this break. And what you have to do to determine is which one do you think that you can execute the best and will put them in the most trouble, you know. And so what he did there is he moved the ball off of Mitch's side and stuck him under the balls over by Ike's pocket. By Mitch's pocket, and really kind of limited Mitch's field of vision there. So he's had a real successful return of service there.
Well, that seems to be an important move, that idea of if you can get the cue ball below the ball on the rail, then that's just optimum place to be most of the time. If you're not right on it, at least you're below it where they can't do anything.
Yeah, because if you're below it, then they have to, when they shoot at the ball, it has to move back up table, which makes it easier to, real careless mistake there by Mitch. He was trying to bank that 11 ball, or kick that 11 ball back to his side, and he completely missed it. He's apparently having a little trouble with these rails here. These Brunswick tables, I know he's real familiar with them, but I don't know what happened on that shot.
Ooh, he has a chance for a lot of balls now.
Yeah, everything wide open there. He just has to get his, stop, figure out his route that he wants to go on these balls, and not get into a hurry to get them all at one time, but take them one at a time and make sure his plan's working right.
The more I watch him play, the more respect I have for that speed of his, because, it seems like when I'm shooting this situation, each shot gets a little faster. The next shot, I move to the next shot a little faster.
Yeah, you see actually that for Ike, he's really sprinting here,
They're so wide open.
Yeah.
But you watch him just around the pool hall or in a tournament or something, you're not expecting a guy who can just run out. And if he runs out here, it's, it's amazing to me. He just doesn't look like someone who's going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not hitting a single ball hard yet, really.
No, he has a real nice delivery with the ball. He just kind of what I think George Fells used to call it, just massages the ball in there. So he's got 5, needs 3. Maybe go 7-1-14 or 7-9-14.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah. So just like that, you make one careless mistake, and when you play these champions, they run 8 and out on you. And Mitch is down 0-2, and Ike's ahead 2-0.
Race to 3. That's got to be a tough situation. Down 2 to a guy who's not going to miss any balls if you make a mistake. And he's breaking. Oh, by the way, and he's breaking.
So what you got to do is you just got to take it one ball at a time, one game at a time, and you got to just focus on the present and look at the table and see what Ike's going to offer him after he breaks here. And Mitch has got to really battle.
Interesting thing to me about the break here is that there's not a lot of things about the break. The rack is going to be pretty much the same each time. You're playing on a pool table. That pocket's over there every time, and you're generally using the same spin every time. But the outcome of the break there's so many things that can happen that aren't the same. Like even people like this can scratch on the break. there's just, to me, it's amazing because there's just not that many variables, it seems to me, but so many things can happen.
Well, when you say that there's not that many variables, I think you're overlooking a lot of things. Is that all of the balls are probably different sizes within, I mean, there's little differences in the sizes, and so when you rack them, you're not always racking the balls in the same numbers so that they're in the same orientation with each other. So there's going to be little different micro gaps that you're not seeing that's going to influence the way the balls, the way the energy goes through the rack and the way the balls disperse out of there. And then plus another thing that has a big to do with it is the bed cloth that's right underneath the balls there. Sometimes they get worn in so bad that the balls won't even hardly move.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll just, on new cloth, they'll just spring right open. And a lot of times you sell the corner pocket out. And so if you play the same guy all the time and you guys are playing on the same table all the time, you're pretty much going to see probably the same kind of breaks and the same kind of break opportunities. But if you move to the next table over with a different set of balls and maybe you play another guy, all of a sudden you're going to see little different kind of break, and different kind of looks.
Yeah. Ike wants his rack to be just so, it looks like.
Yeah, he's a real perfectionist. He's got a 2-0 lead. He wants to make sure that when he breaks these balls that he's not going to sell out the corner ball. He wants to make sure it's right. He's going to take the time to do it. He's not just going to get it close.
Do you think the speed in which he plays can affect someone like Mitch who plays so fast?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Mitch's internal clock is going way faster, and so I'm sure that because I'm a fast player, and I know you're a fast player too, and you just kind of get to the table and you go, I got to make up for lost time because this guy's playing so slow. But you got to fight that. You got to fight that urge and take the time that you need. And Ike doesn't have a particularly good break there. The balls didn't break up too much. Didn't have Mitch in too much of a problem. I can't tell whether I can see all of this 7-ball or not. Looks like he can just see the bottom of it. And he's got to protect Mitch from seeing that 2-ball that's just to the right of Ike's cue ball there. Ike may be looking to send this 7-ball into the stack and then sending his cue ball to the end rail by the counters and then back up table a little bit, if he can't see the right hand side of that 7. I can't really tell from this angle. No, he's just protecting the 2-ball. See, again, Mitch, he's got a lot of area to work with down there by Ike's pocket, so he'll probably just roll soft off the stack and go down there. But he doesn't want to let Ike see that 7-ball because if Ike has a bank back at it, Ike could try to bank it straight into the pocket, or you could try to bank it in off the stack or off of that 9-2. So let's see where Mitch goes with his cue ball. And he has given Ike the 7-ball. But he's shaking the rack up a little bit, so Ike's looking at it. He's trying to see whether or not there's any dead balls that go into Mitch's side, because if he doesn't want to bank this 7-ball, leave him up table, and then let Mitch have a dead ball in his pack,
I'm thinking about getting a little piece of paper and putting it to my shirt that says, check the rack before you shoot.
Yeah, every time a ball hits that rack or the rack gets disturbed, you need to take a look at it, because just little movements will change the way there might be some dead balls. So Ike just kind of took a slow bank, banked the 7 into the 9. I don't think he was really super productive right there. Mitch probably just rolled straight off of that 13 into the side rail and then the end rail and move the 13 over to his side. Wow, he's Mitch was getting real aggressive there, but he took care of his cue ball real good. He went into the stack. Mitch has he really knows where that cue ball's going, and you see that he hit that 6, which slowed his cue ball down and sent that to his side too. So he's got a little bit of action on his side. Looks like Ike's going soft off of that 3 ball maybe, and then spin into it. Try to put him right in between the 6 and the 2. Or he's looking at banking the 2 and then putting his cue ball into the 6 ball. Cross banking the 2 and run his cue into the 6. A little tough though, because he's jacked up and over a ball, so he's not going to be able to get the really good hit that he wants on that ball. Or he just may move the 2 out of there. Now with a guy as short as Ike, when he's up there on the table like that, I'm standing over there looking to see if he's got his foot on the ground. Because you got to have one foot on the ground. I'm a real stickler for the rules.
He's a real little guy.
See, I can't tell whether he's got his foot on the ground there.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah. He was pretty sure that he could cross bank that 2 and spin into the 6 and slow his cue ball down and get safe, but his body was way out of position and it may not have lent itself to the best accuracy.
Yeah, Mitch is going to go to town here.
Yeah, he's I got balls in front of my hole. I got to put them out, So he's going to have to use a little power and a little spin to get on another ball from here. Looking at this combination, he figures to be okay once he gets through that combination. Now, does the 2 go or the 4 go? So there's 11 balls. He needs 4. Probably go back to the 13 ball there. Or is that that's a 15 ball, 12 ball maybe?
Whatever it is, it's in the hole. In just a second here.
I think he just wants to, I don't know if he can bump into that stripe in front of the 3 ball there.
Oh, he still got it.
Yeah, he's got his cue ball safe on that shot, and he has plenty of shots there, combos, 3 different shots on the balls. And there they go. Now he needs 1 ball.
And that's Mitch we're used to seeing.
Yeah, just let me see my hole, and I bet you Ike wants to have that shot back.
Have you ever been to California Billiards before?
No, I haven't.
Well, if you ever get there, can you talk to them about their tile floor?
I suppose they're probably pretty happy with that, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know, either that or they had someone vision impaired putting that together.
Okay, it's 2-1 Ike. Going to 3. They're both left-handers, and they're both breaking to the same pocket. So far, neither one of them have had any really, really, really strong breaks. This looks somewhat similar to Mitch's last break. But Ike's looking at can he kick under and maybe kick into the 2-9? Can he soft kick into the 9? I think he's looking at shooting the 11 and then just sticking Mitch on the top of the stack between the 5-10 ball there. And he moved the 9 ball over to his side. Very productive shot right there. Very productive shot. Now Mitch going to inspect the stack, look, see maybe he's got some balls that he can shoot at his hole. Looks like
What happened there?
he
I guess he's okay.
yeah, he was able to hold the cue ball there. They're moving a little fast right now on these shots. I don't know if they're, you know, they're both getting caught up in it, and I think they need a little stop and take a look at. There's a lot more shots out there than they're looking at right now. So any mistake, the balls are open for both sides. Any mistake where a guy makes a ball in this position right now, the game could be over, So really this is a real time to stop and take a look and try to figure out how many shots are available to you, which ones that you can execute the best, and which ones are going to be the most powerful. And you see Ike's decided to slow down again. He's probably thinking, whew, what happened to me there? I really got caught up in the moment,
I'm winded.
Yeah.
One thing that it kills me about watching these videos is these guys look like their normal height. I was watching a video last night of Mike DeShane and Santos, and they look normal size because of how the video plays. But if you walk up next to him, DeShane's about 5'4", and Santos is about 5'1", and pool players are just short. I don't know what's up with that. Although you kind of look down on everybody, but everybody else is sort of short.
That was a nice move by Ike right there. He cleared out Mitch's side, but he gave up a bank there. Oh, and Mitch got it. I think the shorter players have a lot, especially for long sessions. I think they have a real advantage because they don't have to bend over as far, and shot after shot, hour after hour. I think that it's a lot easier on your body if you're shorter and the table's right there for you,
Well, it's sort of these aren't quite as favorable for Mitch as he would like, this group.
Yeah, he's got to go into these balls here and shake them apart just a little bit. And I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. I thought he needed to move a little bit forward and bump that 2 and 7 ball. And so right now, he doesn't have a shot. So, this was a big game for him. He probably should have taken a little bit longer look at that. But he's still real young, and he'll learn to have a little patience. You take some losses, and you start to remember those a little more the older you get. So I can't tell what he's going to try to do here.
He put himself in the position to lose on this shot if he doesn't find something really good.
Yeah, but I don't think that he thinks he's in a lot of trouble right now because his body language is real loose right now. He usually plays that way anyway, but he's going to look around here, but he's probably got a standby shot that he's going to go with, and that looks like it's going to be fire in the hole. Yep. Charge, full speed ahead, damn the torpedoes.
Now, this is interesting because, this isn't a 100% shot here.
No.
Ike doesn't have to shoot this shot.
Yeah, there's 5, 10, 12. Mitch got 3, so all the balls are out there for Ike. Ike can win right here if he gets all of these balls.
And he didn't even think about it on that shot. He was shooting all the way because he can win a win shot, I guess.
He is going to win the match if he can get these balls run out.
He stepped up that first shot, just walked up to him with no hesitation, very confident.
Yeah, that's why I say he's like playing possum. You think, well, look at how slow he moves. He's barely even cares about this game, and then you leave him a shot at his hole, and he jumps up there and fires it in. Got himself in a little problem there on the 6 ball because it looks like he has to run into that stripe next to it. So he's probably going to have to get that ball closest to the pocket. But when you're trying to win a match in a big tournament, you don't always get the position that you want. So he looks like he's playing for that stripe by his right hand. And he came up a little bit short, but he has the 12 ball. But again, his doesn't have a lot of angle on this shot, so he's got to hit it a lot harder. He's stretched out. Got to hit a lot harder than he probably wants to. Just a nice smooth stroke, though. He didn't have to pop it.
I guess his stress wasn't so much on the first few balls. It was on how can he get them all he was concerned about. I'm always thinking about, okay, maybe the next ball I can get. But, he's thinking about he has to get out.
He wants to take them in big bites.
Oh, it's the first shot he's missed.
Yeah.
Could be well, it's not the last because Mitch can just tie it up at best here. Tie up the match score. Mitch is happy to be back at the table.
Yeah, now he's got this hanger in front of his pocket, but he's also got a real good bank on this 3 ball. A lot of times I don't mind starting banking the 3 ball in there. But he's gotten real good on this 9. I think he's going to try to go to the 5 next. A little bit dicey there because he's going towards the side pocket. He's hit it perfect for him. He's jacked up. He was going to move over to the 1 ball. This championship kind of shot right there, and he just didn't have it in him.
Somebody jumped a little bit on that, it looked like.
Yeah. He when he practices and when he's playing players at home in Phoenix, he makes that shot with ease. But when you're playing a guy that's going to shoot back at you, your mind gets taken off of the task at hand, and that last little second when you're about to hit the ball, it does something a little different than what you do when you're real comfortable.
You get that so soft.
Yeah, super nice speed. Now, what does Mitch have? Does Mitch have 4? No, he has. I think Mitch has 5.
Looks like Mitch has 5.
And Ike has 6. Now, Ike likes to play the up table game. He's a really good banker and a really good mover from the up table. Mitch, he wants to shoot a ball in his hole, so he's banking. And he's used a semi-good speed. He sold out the 1 ball to Ike. If Ike wants to shoot it, Ike can send his cue ball down to the side rail, end rail, and then have a bank on the 9 ball. But he's got to make the 1, or else he'll sell out a bank back to Mitch if he doesn't make the 1. So we hit that kind of pour. He's given Mitch a real chance to get back in this match. And Mitch kind of hung it up. I can't tell whether Ike's going to try to take the 1 out or is he going to shoot the 9 into the 1 and try to take them both out. Okay, so they're 6-6. And Mitch probably wants to still shoot at his hole. He wants to bank this 9 ball. Used a little restraint, though. Good speed on the cue ball. Got it all the way back down to the end table. I don't know how hard Ike's going to go at this bank.
Do you think he hit that speed intentional so it didn't stay down there if he missed?
Yeah. He wanted to make sure he didn't leave a easy cross bank. And he's stacked Mitch up on this 9-5. So I guess Mitch is looking at playing this 9-5 combination, or maybe kicking the 5 ball into the corner. No, he's using restraint. He's got the triple stack on Ike, so Ike don't have any banks there. Ike just probably has to go soft off of one of these balls, shake him up a little bit, move him around.
I think Mitch is getting pretty close to using all the restraint he has.
Yeah.
Got the bottom out on the restraint.
So now he's left this 5 ball bank for Mitch, and Mitch is going to shoot at it. See, looks like he used a little bit of inside English there to keep from scratching in that corner pocket. I suspect Ike will kick into the end rail and spin into the 5 to get it out of there. No, he just went off the side of the ball there. Now Mitch has got to be careful because that 9 ball is hanging out in a good place for Ike to bank. So when he moves the 5 ball, he's got to worry about where his cue ball is too, so that he doesn't sell that. So that Ike doesn't have a bank on the 9, or he can possibly 3-rail that 11 ball up there too. So good shot by Mitch there. He's put a ball over on his side to be banked, and he's reduced Ike's chances to bank those balls. Looks like he'll get a double kiss if he tries to bank the 9 ball. Ike's going to show a lot more patience, and he's going to have a lot more knowledge on. Just when I say that, he banks the ball. I'm not sure if he was banking it to his hole or not. He's left Mitch the 5 ball.
Hardly ever see Mitch miss this shot. He's not going to miss it this time.
So he played at that slow speed because he wanted to have a bank on this 9 ball here. Otherwise, I expected him to fire that ball, but he was playing for position for the bank on the 9. And he hit it a little bit light. You see him moving his hand there like, I should have hit that harder. I should have hit that harder. And he's left a pretty easy crosser for Ike right here. I suspect Ike will make this.
Okay, down to the last ball.
Down to the last ball.
What Ike?
I don't know what Ike was thinking about there, but he just knows that he sold this game out here. Mitch got a pretty juicy bank here. Got to be careful that you don't get careless and let your cue ball slide into the corner pocket, but he's got a bank that can go. Up, shortened up. And he's left Ike a cross bank again.
Oh, no.
You see, I came real close to scratching up in the corner pocket, so you got to worry about where that cue ball's going, because it's real natural for it to go straight into the corner pocket where Mitch is standing right now. So
Now, he's going off the table, right?
yeah, he's going to fire these balls, take them both off the table. Spot up 2.
Boom. What's the key to getting it off the table?
Well, you're jacking up so that the ball bounces, so
Ah.
that the cue ball bounces, and then when it hits the ball, it'll bounce off. Sometimes it's a little tough to do on the diamond tables, because a lot of times, for whatever reason, the ball don't bounce and your cue ball won't go off the table. You'll make the ball, but your cue ball won't go off the table. So you got to put a little extra speed on it. So Mitch needs 2, Ike needs 1. We'll see what Ike's going to do from this shot, whether he's going to maybe try to bank the bottom ball to his side, or is he going to try to play the push through, push the front ball through to his pocket, withdraw on the cue ball, or is he going to try to, maybe he'll just go soft off the balls and move them to his side.
No okey doke?
No okey doke. Looks like he's going to play the push through shot.
I prefer the okey doke in this situation,
What's the okey doke?
where you slam you draw off the top ball and the bottom ball goes up table and banks back down to the left side. It worked once. Works great for Scott Frost.
Yeah, Ike decided he was going to go pretty safe about that. Just moved them both to his side. He's going to make Mitch score 2 to his 1. Mitch has got to keep Ike from being able to bank that, let's call it the 15 ball. I can't tell whether Ike's going to go for this bank. He's going to have to send it out and twist it back in and clear his cue ball. He looks like he's really trying to dig in to do it. He wasn't trying to make it. He was just trying to put it in position. Almost got a little too much speed there. And left Mitch a bank. Again, Mitch has got to stop him from banking that, being able to bank the 15 ball. Mitch put that ball in front of his hole. Now, Ike, I can't tell whether, I think that Ike can cut that 15 ball without scratching the side, but it's a super supreme cut. But he's going to take the safe way and move the 5 ball out of there. Put it 3 rails over to his side of the table.
He's shooting this, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Mitch can 1 rail the 15 and move his cue ball 3 rails over to by his side pocket. What he really wants to do is 2 rail this 5 ball and play position on the 15, but I'm not sure that he can get his cue ball there safely and still make the 5 ball. And making the 5 ball is not a super high percentage. See, he's looking where he's got to make contact, and he really doesn't think he can get there. And there's also the chance that if you don't make the 5, you sell out the easy cross bank on it.
But why would you leave that bank?
So he tried to hide him. He tried to use the 15 ball to hide Ike from the 5 ball, but he's allowed Ike to see the 5. Ike looks like he's trying to cross this 5 and move it over to his side. He's got to use a little bit. Nope, he just moved it out of there. He's got Mitch a long way from the balls, and he's just right on the gum, so there's a chance of a cueing inaccuracy here, and maybe Ike's going to get a little easier shot the next time he comes to the table.
Oh. Man overboard. Oh, but he's going to survive.
I think Mitch tried to bank that ball. He shoot it into the ball and then and banked the 15 one rail it back to his corner and moved the 5 ball over to his side, but he hit it a little bit too thin.
It was an oh-no as soon as it made contact. Is he going to try to cut this?
He's going to try to cut it in and leave him up table, right back up there in the same corner pocket.
Okay, I've seen the videotape. Watch this shot closely. Watch this next shot closely.
Okay.
Guess what you would do?
Okay, Mitch can do a couple of things here. He can go off of the, as we're looking at it, the left side of the 15 ball to the end rail with spin and hit the 5 to the rail and move the 5 over to his side and banking the 15 2 rails back to his hole. He may also be able to spin into the 5 and just try to cross the 5 with that low left spin that he would be using.
Okay, fasten your seatbelts now.
Is this the shot that Lenny posted on? He's gonna. Yes, I've seen this shot. He goes off of the. What we see as the left side of the 5 to the side rail to the end rail and makes the 15. Yeah.
How do you like that, sports fans?
Yeah. See, he's a very creative guy. He practices stuff like that.
Now he's got a shot to win. Oh, no. That's how those are supposed to end. That ball's supposed to go in.
Yeah. So I think I can cross this ball, but he just may move it away and stick his ball there. Now Mitch can 2-rail this ball to his hole up and down the table, but he has to shoot it with a lot of speed, and he could sell out a bank. And that looks like what he's done there. You just can't hit that ball hard enough. You're always going to sell that cross bank out like that. This bank looks a little bit kissy, and so Ike's going to have to use some kind of spin and masse or something to change the input of the ball so that he can get this 5 ball to cross without a kiss.
Oh. That shot Mitch took before where he banked the ball 2 rails. How many people are going to actually take that shot? You know, top players, are they going to take that shot or are they going to pass on that shot?
They're going to pass on that shot. That shot works. That shot is a lot better of a shot if you have the stack be there. You know, it's a lot better with more balls on the table where the stack can protect you because you can shoot it with speed to the hole and you still got the stack protecting you. On a wide open table like this one with the last ball, it's not an advisable shot.
He's going to shoot here, right?
Yeah, he's going to be back cutting this ball. Now earlier he tried this bank and he sold it out. It's kind of a fine line about whether that ball banks to your side of the table or ooh,
oh, it just banks in
the hole. So
Ike, you shouldn't have blocked that one, buddy.
that's the match there.
That's the match. That was a fun match. It was 2 different styles of play. You didn't get to see Mitch at his finest, but you did see him play one game that where he ran out. But Ike is he's just a he's so unassuming and he can play obviously, and has played for a long time.
Yeah, you got to see a fantastic Mitch shot. That's worth the price of admission right there. Mitch is going to be a great player. He just needs some more patience and some more seasoning, and he's going to be a great one pocket player. And Ike, he's just a legend. He's from Chicago, and he's been one of the great one pocket players in America for a long time. And imagine he's going to be there a lot more too.
All right, well, that wraps us up. We'll have another one out soon. Thank you very much, Trace, and it was a pleasure working with you on this.
Well, students, if you've seen some shots on here, get out there and practice them. Practice, practice, practice.